Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today we'll be reviewing the S.H.Figuarts Shanks from the series One Piece. Now this works as the beginning of Romance Dawn Shanks, and technically a little bit later as well, but I do believe that this is purely pre-time skip Shanks, and I say that just because of the slimmer frame and brighter faces, but you could technically use it post-time skip as well if you'd like. Just need to sort of make him look a little bit more serious. Anyway, this is Shanks. He is a premium Bandai figure. The previous premium Bandai One Piece figure was Ace, and it was one of the most incredible figures that S.H.Figuarts have ever done, let alone one of the best One Piece figures, because that line had been struggling for a while. But pretty much all of the Romance Dawn pre-time skip figures have been absolutely fantastic, and this Shanks is good, but I don't think he's great. So taken out of the box, here's what Shanks comes with, and it is a pretty good loadout. It's effectively everything you need. I would argue that it has more than you would need, and we will be getting into that. So we've got the figure itself, we've got 5 faces as well as an alternate face part for Luffy, we've got a crying kid Luffy with the straw hat, we've got a bunch of different hands for Shanks, we've got his sword and scabbard, we've got a spoon for a very specific sequence, as well as the swappable left arm when he loses it, which is pretty cool to have. And you do also get a hairpiece for Shanks to wear the straw hat. And taken out of the box and put on display here is Shanks. He looks a little bit weird without his cloak, hat or sword, but this is the bare bones figure. All of the posability and body structure is similar to what we've seen before, probably closest to, say, the Zoro Romance Dawn, but maybe just a little bit engineered slightly differently. And the Luffy that you get doesn't move at all. It is a static statue, but it does have a gimmick which is taking off the straw hat, so Shanks can have it. The straw hat is sculpted differently to the other straw hats we've had so far, and so you cannot use one from like Luffy for this Shanks. You just have to have the one that is on the crying Luffy, which sucks because once you remove the hat off of Luffy, it looks pretty unfortunate. But here is Shanks next to the Luffy accessory, and here he is also next to the Romance Dawn Luffy, and they look really good together. But Shanks isn't complete unless he's got his cloak, and this looks pretty good on him. The accessory does look slightly doll-like, and it doesn't blend with the plastic just right, but the actual attachment and functionality of the cloak is probably some of the best they've done so far with S.H.Figuarts. So there's a bendy wire all throughout the edges and the actual collar, and it does attach through a plastic connection on his back, so it doesn't need to rely on the shoulders or anything like that. It is resting freely on his back, but that also means you need to bend it to make it work, otherwise it'll look like he's got a cape just suddenly attached and holding onto nothing. But you know, suspension of disbelief, you can do what you want with it. But for posability, Shanks has got a ball joint in the head and neck, which allows for pretty free movement. No real complaints there. His arms can move out that far on a slightly strange looking joint, but they can butterfly forward like that, rotate all the way around, swivel at the upper arm, bend at the elbow, which is a little bit restricted by the cuff, and it's a little bit tricky to reset the joint. You need to be careful that the plastic doesn't overlap with itself, as well as a ball hinge at the wrist. There's a ball joint in the upper chest, which is slightly restricted by the soft plastic shirt part. I don't really like how they do this in modern S.H.Figuarts. Like, I understand why, but it doesn't function that well. There's also a ball joint at the waist, which allows for some swiveling. You can kick forward and back that far, do the splits, bend at the knee, swivel at the thigh, and as well as a pivot bend at the ankle and a bend at the toe. It doesn't come with the rest of the sandal like Luffy. It's a more traditional toe bend for S.H.Figuarts. So generally pretty standard posability, nothing too crazy. The cloak adds a lot to it, but it's still the standard that you would have seen quite often from the brand. As for faces, Shanks comes with this sort of neutral smile out of the box. He has a serious looking face, and I don't really like it. The way his stubble's designed, it kind of looks goofy, and I'm not a fan of how they've done it. His big wide laughing face is fantastic though, that matches him to a T. Again, this is the pre-time skip Shanks, so like if you were trying to do post-time skip, the faces just don't work too well. He looks a little bit too mature. He's got the looking to the side using his Haki eyes face, which does look pretty good. And he's got a tongue sticking out goofy face, which it's fine. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I guess it's nice that it's there. I think I would have liked an action face. I think that would have worked a bit better as well. And of course, these faces are compatible with the straw hat, and you just need to take it off of the Luffy, which makes him look awful. But yeah, all the faces are compatible with the straw hat, and they look really good with it as well. This reads much more like the pre-time skip Shanks, and I like it. And we also get an alternate face for Luffy. This is specifically his smile on his wanted poster. We've had very similar smiles for DLC faces in the past. This one is one of the better ones, and I do like it probably more than a lot of the other teeth-gritted smiling faces that he's had. But with those accessories, you can pose Shanks up pretty well. He's pretty lightweight, so he can hold a pose pretty well without the need of a stand, which is appreciated. But I don't think that his faces really allow for too much in terms of like action poses. Just not enough serious options or actiony options. It is also hard to get him into specific poses, in particular the promo images that they show. My alternative light did actually die while recording this video, so I don't really have that warmish light that I usually have for this sequence, but I think it's fine. But yeah, a lot of his poses, they're just okay, nothing too crazy. I just really wish he had like an action option. Just a shouting face goes a long way, I feel. Even a teeth-gritted angry face goes a long way. But in general, it's pretty good. I do like the swappable arm gimmick, and it doesn't really break the figure in any way, because some of the One Piece figures are a little bit fragile in the swapping arms department. But this seems fine. I'd say the biggest issue with him is trying to pose the cloak while making it look natural, just because it is very easy to screw it up and make it look like he just has a straight up cape. I'd say the highlight of the set is putting him in that classic pose where he's passing the straw hat down to Luffy. I feel like that's pretty much the entire reason why this figure exists, and we might get a post-time skip Shanks figure like by itself at some point, which would be nice to have. An actual Emperor Shanks would be cool. But yeah, I think that this figure exists purely for one reason and one reason only, and thankfully it looks really good if you set it up just right. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will see you all next time. Oh hi, I didn't see you there. As you can see, I'm hard at work making new videos for the channel. Now, while I'm happy with where the channel is right now, I could use your help. By liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel, it helps out the YouTube algorithm and recommends my channel to more people. So if you like any of my videos, please let me know, it really helps out. And if you liked this one, please let me know too. It means a lot to me, and I really, really appreciate all of you guys.